closing.
KDK is the biggest stupid gay fuck in the entire universe.
You were like, you were one of the people I worship when it comes to like prank phone calls.
Hello, big girl. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking fuck.
I suffer when he bites me. I'm in my vagina. When I'm walking and he sees all the dogs, he right away, he jumps on my vagina because he gets so crazy. He doesn't know who I am.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
KDK's Lunatic Fringe.
All systems go. Prepare for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off to adventure in the amazing year 400 million.
I can't breathe. Stop.
What the hell is this? For crying out loud, somebody throw a pie!
Hello, everyone. And that is the old CBS logo they used to play before every holiday special. People my age remember that before every Thanksgiving and Christmas special that was on CBS back in the day. And the reason why I play it because it is a special night, because I'm here and I'm live. It is Saturday, 1/26/2008, and I'm here, I'm in a good mood, high spirits, and I want to make some prank calls. So, thank you for tuning in here to KDK's Lunatic Fringe, a show I've been doing since, 2002, 2003? Some shit like that. Way too long, no matter how you look at it, way too long. But I'm still here because of my love of prank calls, the audience, fucking with people, and getting drunk on a Saturday night. So, yeah. Welcome to the show. If you don't know any better, you need to go to kdkprankcalls.com or fartsteam.com, fartsteam.com. Click on the link for the chat room, join me in there. You can talk amongst the other lunatics that are in there with me. Or you can double-click on me and send me your names, confirmed numbers, and ideas for prank calls for us to make tonight. I have plenty of phone cards here, so we need not worry about that. They are international calls, or international cards, so I hope to be making some UK wake-up calls tonight. I have some new music that I can play. I have some funny stories that I can tell. Hopefully you guys will contribute on your own end. I'm on AIM as KDK Pranks. If you want to make comments in real time, well, maybe like 90 seconds or 2-minute delay time, you can do so. I'm going to set up a phone line so that people can call in and either just be on the air or make prank calls with me. And, yeah, so that's what we got going for us tonight. And this is usually the point of the show which I take a break to take, like, the first piss break of the night and go put on my face. No, really. It's the time where I take a break to introduce the audience to new music by playing a song I haven't played on the air before, and I come back and we continue the show. But instead, I'm going to put that off for a little while so that I can tell a funny story. I wish I had some funny story music I could play in the background. That's the first thing I clicked on, but it is somehow appropriate because sometime last night, the FartSteam server died. The server that runs the old PC that ran FartSteam, the hard drive finally died. And the thing won't boot up at all anymore, so I'm going to have to get a new hard drive and reinstall XP on it and shit like that. But then I won't have to worry about it for another 5 years. it did a good job. It did what it was supposed to do. It was a very... I'm doing a eulogy now for the Part Steam server. It was a very outdated machine from day one. It was a bargain basement rush job kind of thing. But because it had been 5 years since I had bought my previous computer, it was still better than what I had, but barely, not much, maybe double. Whereas compared to now, I bought a new computer again, and this one is 10 times faster than the one that died. But that's neither here nor there. So instead of doing the hard drive thing, because I opened the thing and I looked inside, and I see what it would take to get the hard drive out of there. And because there's 2 screws on either side of the chassis, I completely had to disassemble the thing and remove the motherboard to be able to do it. And I'm like, you know what, that is so much hassle. Why don't I just go buy a low-end machine? A brand new low-end machine. I don't need the monitor. I don't even need the keyboard. And they sell them that way nowadays, like prepackaged. I could walk into Walmart for like $300 or $400 and walk out with a machine that's 4 or 5 times better than that piece of crap. So rather than deal with fucking around with that hard drive, I'm going to spend the extra $150, $200 it'll take to just buy a new tower, buy a new CPU and shit, and I'll rape the old PC for parts, for memory and shit. Memory, it's got a really good DVD burner in it. I'll have to steal that out of there. So, in the meantime, I've been running Fart Steam on the new PC, which had a different outdated playlist. So all night while I've been listening, I'm sitting here. If anybody was listening to Fart Steam tonight, you heard like a lot of bits like start for like 30 seconds and then cut off abruptly and move on to the next. That's because as I was hearing like the stuff that wasn't funny, it wasn't edited tightly enough. I was just like removing it. I probably took out like an hour of shit tonight already, just in the 2 hours that I've been listening here. But there you go. It's all for the best because it all goes to make Fart Steam better, right? Eventually, it'll be the best station on the internet, in my opinion. I don't aim to make something really popular. I aim to make a station that I can listen to for several hours without saying, isn't there anything else to listen to? Because I have ADD. And my original intention was to have my favorite prank calls, my favorite stand-up comedians, and punk rock music. I realized that punk rock is not going to work, no matter how you cut it. Because a lot of people don't like punk rock, a lot of people are too old, a lot of people are too young to appreciate punk rock, so if I want to listen to punk rock, I'll start up a punk rock playlist or something. And don't worry, that's not beer being opened in the background, that's a Diet Mountain Dew. Tonight's program is brought to you by the tuned-up taste of Diet Mountain Dew. I would actually be a halfway decent corporate shill. I'm pretty smooth with the live readings like that. Anyway. So, yeah, hopefully tomorrow or the day afterwards, or it might have to wait till my next day off, I'll be able to go and get something new to replace the old Fart Steam server. Not a big deal. We got another computer we can run it on that is much better and faster and reliable. It was weird because in the days leading up to its demise, Fart Steam was giving me all these problems. Probably for like the past year, I've been getting, you know your hard drive is going when you when you turn it on and it makes like weird screeching, grinding sounds. Then you know you're on borrowed time. But that gives you some time to move shit to a portable hard drive, which is what I did. So nothing was lost. Not one iota of important data was lost. So, yay for that. Anyway, let me see how many people are listening tonight. I don't really care how many people are listening tonight because I'm going to stay on regardless. And I am going to do some shots throughout the program, but I hope not to get out of hand. But if I do get out of hand, that's even better radio, right? Some of my best prank calls, I can't even remember doing. So, get your shit coming in from the chat room. Double-click on these. Send me your name, numbers, and ideas at fartsteam.com. The chat room, you know the drill. Get there, send me your shit, participate. And I'll when I come back, I'll give the number if people want to call in, because I'm not ready to talk to people yet. And that reminds me, I was watching Headbangers Ball the other day. Now that I have the new computer, I can use Windows Media Center and just browse everything that's on the station and pick the shows that I can record. And one of the things I was like, wow, MTV2 still has something on called Headbangers Ball. So I set my shit to record it and I watch it. And I notice most of heavy metal nowadays is what we used to call like hardcore, where the people can't really sing, and the guys just go blah, 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 like that. But there's still a couple of like good old school heavy metal songs like that in there. But every video looks the same. Like 90% of them are black and white. 90% of them are just the band playing cut real quick with like images that make no sense, like for the song or the video. It's like every heavy metal video now is like some douchebag's art school, film school project or something. And I notice a lot of these bands, I wish I could remember the name of the bands, but I saw this one band where the lead singer was completely bald, had the entire receded peninsula. He had the whole horseshoe thing going on, like a monk, except the hair that he did have was really long and dreaded out, and it looked so sad and pathetic. It reminded me of when I used to go to the local divey country bar in town here, and see like the 50-year-old guys coming in look like they just stepped out of Smoking the Bandit movie, or The Dukes of Hazzard, or Any Which Way But Loose, or something like that. You know, like they completely missed the last 30 years or something. Totally reminded me of that. Seems way too old to be singing what he's singing. That's why I respect bands like, I don't know, what's a good example of a band that aged gracefully? I think Social D aged pretty gracefully, Bad Religion, The Descendants, but these are all people that never, went for the whole glam part of punk. But I digress. Anyway, let me go to the chat room and see what people are saying. Nunu is blinking. He says, call this woman. Okay, this woman, Nunu was telling me last night, which is a good thing. Nunu was telling me about this woman last night, and pardon me if I get any of the facts wrong, because I didn't do any research. I'm just going by what people tell me and what I'm inferring. But apparently this woman's Jesus statue was stolen because she was allowing her dogs to roam the neighborhood and just shit everywhere. So either someone or maybe the whole neighborhood got together and decided to conspire to steal this woman's Jesus statue that's in her yard. I haven't seen a picture of the statue. I don't know how big it is. I'm assuming it's a little bigger than a garden gnome or something. Maybe it's this big, enormous headstone-sized thing. I don't know. But I'm assuming it's something small enough for one or two people to steal. So they stole the Jesus, and they sent back a ransom saying you're not getting them back until you clean up your dog shit all over the place, or the garbage in your yard, or whatever the beef was. And apparently she complied and got Jesus back. So now, this is why it's a good thing that Nunu gave me the info last night as like a preliminary thing, because it allowed me all day to think of ideas of what I can say to a woman whose Jesus was stolen because she was allowing her dogs to crap all over the yard. Number one, I could call up as Jill saying that they stole my garden Buddha because my cats were shitting in the rose bushes, and we've had enough, and we're gonna fight back, and I'm gonna put like an exploding Buddha out there. I don't know. The best idea I could come up with was the one I came up with immediately after he gave me the info last night, is I could call as a 15-year-old kid saying, now that I see it's so easy to blackmail you, I'm going to tell you, I'm coming to steal Jesus again unless you do my homework. And I call us like, say I'm in like junior high or something. So that could be fun. We got that to look forward to. The note she received said that she needed to clean up the wiener poopy. So she must have a little wiener dog that she allows to shit everywhere. And she also received a phone call regarding the matter from someone with a, quote, raspy voice. Was it Jill? Well, that would be a moment of drunken stupor. I don't remember having called this woman before. Maybe I did. By the way, she has the statue back now, says Nunu. I already knew that part. Everybody knows I'm no angel, so sometimes I go to places and I'm looking for hookups, because I'm that kind of a cheap perv. And we could call up some of the people who have responded. I can proudly say I haven't taken anybody up on their offers. But I have had a lot of offers, and from two of them, I know. Two of these people were from that Primerica organization that sells like health and life insurance and debt consolidation that Keith was into for a little while. Two people that I remember from being at their stupid brainwashing meetings contacted me, and they're both married, looking to get fucked up the ass. So we could call them and ask to speak to the wife and say, you know, we got an email coming from this address, and he's looking for gay hookups. You just thought you ought to know that your marriage is a farce and your husband is really gay. That would be an evil prank call. It would be Well, no, actually, that would be a helpful prank call, because this guy's living a lie, stringing these women along. But actually, one of the guys, his wife always struck me as one of those big, burly lumberjack types. So maybe they have an agreement. Gay folks do that sometimes, like Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, where they say, I'm gay and you're gay, but we'd like to have kids, so let's be a couple and we'll continue seeing the same sex, but we'll have a child together. That's an agreement that a lot of gay people come up with. I've known a couple couples throughout my life that have that agreement. My mom's girlfriend, like way back in the day, had that agreement with her husband, because he was a flaming fag. Later went to jail for embezzling money through the Reader's Digest sweepstakes. I don't know, maybe he was just declaring himself the winner every year. I don't know how he was funneling money out of there, but he got caught and wound up in jail. So, considering that he was like a flaming bottom, he probably enjoyed that immensely. But I digress. Ron the Cable Man says, I just wanted to say hi. It's been a long time, you know. Been some ups and downs in me life. But I'm finally doing well. Of all things in life, I'm a fucking cable guy now. So, I wish I knew. Tell me who you are, Ron the Cable Man, because I'm not sure, and I won't read it on the air if you don't want me to. If you want me to, say so. Otherwise, I won't. But, Ron, whoever you are, I've been working shit through with my therapist and been able to set free a lot of my anger from the past, a lot of my misplaced anger, and what did I used to call them? I used to have a special word for pet peeves. Shit, maybe one of the listeners remembers. It's been a long time since I talked about it. But anyway, everybody's welcome. I love it. I love everyone. And everyone's welcome to listen. If you hate me, well, you're listening, so you must not hate me too much, right? Anyway, I'm going to do shot number 1 of the night. My chaser for now is Diet Mountain Dew, which I don't even like, but I bought just to mix things up because I'm sick of Diet Cola. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drink. Basically, my therapist says, actually that's not the way to put it. The way to put it is my therapist and I realized that I have this thing about me that if you talk to anybody who knows me, whether it's online or in real life, everybody, even people that I like, have the impression that I don't like them. And that's something that I project at people because I subconsciously want to keep people from getting too close to me because I have a fear of intimacy or I don't know why. We haven't gotten to the why yet. I don't know why. Maybe I'm afraid that people won't like me when they get to know me. But that doesn't make any sense because I'm making people not like me in the first place. So I obviously don't care much that people don't like me. Well, I digress again. Anyway, Ron the Cable Man goes on. He says, I've got a real funny friend. She's kind of ditzy, but she might be good for laughs. Her name is Maricel, a.k.a. Cece. She's had some naughty pics of her float around recently on MySpace. You could call her as Jill, chastising her for that, saying you saw your son looking at the pics or something, and you want her to either stop her evil deeds, or perhaps turn it around and give her some tips for sexy poses. That's a good idea. When Nunu brought up the idea about the Jesus statue lady last night, I was talking for several moments about how you can go anywhere within the realm of prank calls, and it's still a prank call. I could call up and say I'm a 15-year-old kid and I'm blackmailing her to get her to do my homework, or else I'm going to hold Jesus for ransom and send him back in pieces. Or I can just call up and ask her if she ever masturbated with it. Pick a fight with her and keep calling. And both are fun. But you got to mix it up now and then, right? And then Ron the Cable Man says, oh, it's Rising Pranksta. Ron is Rising Pranksta. Wow, it has been a while. I'm glad you remember us. It's been forever. Last I knew you were off at college. Now you're a cable guy? Does that mean you dropped out of college? Can you hook me up with free cable? That would be cool. Anyway, that's all we got now. Ron the Cable Man is sending one number for that ditzy girl. And Nunu has the Jesus woman. That's all we got to work from. And when I go to prank calls, I want to be able to do call after call after call, and if one fails, I got to have more to move on to. So this is where you guys come in. You got to give me names, numbers, and ideas. People you want me to call. Get the word out. Tell people that we're on. We need people to listen, and we need people to contribute. Otherwise, it's just me here telling my crazy stories, which some like, but most hate, right? So while I wait for you guys to get that to me, here's a very short song from a band called Vampire Weekend.
I see a mansard roof through the trees. I see a salty message written in the eaves. The ground beneath my feet, the hot garbage and concrete, and now the tops of buildings, I can see them too.
And we're back. And I was up at my dad's house the other day because I had need of a power drill. I was building something or putting something together, and it would have been easier with a power drill. So I figure I'm going to go up there. I have the day off. I'll go up there early, and I'll look around, and I'll find myself a power drill, and that way I won't have to buy one because I'm a cheap motherfucker. So I'm there, and I go into the basement because that's where most of the tools are apt to be. And I notice immediately that there is sitting out like this big black plastic case that says Craftsman on it, and I can tell it's well worn and used, or useful, just by the fact that it's not covered by anything, not buried under anything, and it's sitting out in the open, and it's clean and dust-free. So I'm saying this must be something that my dad used regularly, like in his end days. So I open the thing up, and what it is a collection of cordless tools, and one of them was like a little circular saw, a cordless circular saw, and I picked it up and I beheld it like Arthur holding aloft Excalibur. I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest murder weapon ever. Why has nobody ever made a horror movie where somebody kills somebody else with a cordless circular saw? I didn't know these things existed. And then the other tool, one of them was a cordless sawzall, another great murder weapon. One was a drill, of course, and one was a flashlight, which is sort of worthless, but yeah. So that's what I found, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know how one thought leads to another. My thought, thinking that what a great murder weapon, leads to the thought, well, I've seen a lot of really low-budget horror movies that get wide release, and they wind up in every blockbuster in America. Movies that I know, because I've looked up on IMDb, were made for only $30,000. And the way they did it is by having a small cast, a limited number of locations, limited, like, special effects. Like, they knew what they had to work with, and they played to it. So that got me to thinking, if I were to actually sit down and write a screenplay, or write a script, or write a story that somebody could turn into a screenplay, being that I've seen so many damn horror movies in my life, I've seen just about, no matter the budget, I've seen pretty much every horror movie that's come out in the past 25 or 30 years. When they get to the black and white, then I tend to see only the famous ones, because I don't like black and white movies. I've seen Dementia 13, and I've seen Night of the Living Dead, and I've seen Fiend Without a Face, and beyond that, it's Carnival of Souls. Beyond that, it becomes difficult for me to name, like, black and white movies that I've watched. But anyway, I digress again. So I was thinking I should sit down and come up with something that could be filmed in that house, because we have a great location. We have a really nice dilapidated house, and there is some land in upstate New York that we have, like undeveloped wilderness. So places we could go where we don't need permits. We could do whatever we want. If I get, like, blood on the floors or the walls, it doesn't matter, because we're going to have to repaint and fix the house up for sale anyway. So if I could get something together really quick. What inspired me most is I had recently seen a movie that I knew had a budget of $30,000. Was shot on a digital camera, like a regular over-the-counter Sony digital camera. But because they hired a good lighting guy, it looks like film. It looks as good as film. That's as far as the technology has come today. It looks almost as good as film. Used to be that video used to look like a soap opera. There's too many frames per second. You think it would be the other way around, like it doesn't have enough frames per second, and that's what makes it look unprofessional. But videotape has too many frames per second. That gives something that live feeling, that soap opera or porn look to it. But we finally figured out ways to defeat that with modern technology. And all I would have to do is hire a proper lighting guy, hire a proper sound guy, find a couple of people to act in it, hire somebody to do some special effects. So basically the bottom line is I'm mulling over ideas like what kind of plot I could shoot for a budget of under $50,000. Spending no more than that, shooting on digital video. And I've seen it done numerous times before. I know it can be done. And even if it sucks, if it has the right elements, if it has some nudity, if it has a lot of blood, it'll get a wide release on DVD. Plus, I've seen so many horror movies, I know every horror movie cliche. I could lead the audience to believe one thing and hit them over the head with a curveball. I know how to set the steps up to get the audience to believe that they know what's going to happen next, because they've seen horror movies. You know, most of the people that are going to see a low-budget horror movie are horror fans. You know, mainstream horror people, they only want to see something that has a famous person in it. So somebody who's watching a low-budget horror film is most likely a horror fan, and they're going to know the steps, and they're going to know that people who have sex or do drugs in a horror movie are going to die in the next scene. And I was thinking there's two ways to go. I could either do something along the lines of a comedy horror. These are the two ideas that I had. A comedy horror based on the location of the house of somebody whose wife died, being my father, only I would make it a younger character, somebody more attractive, obviously, whose wife dies and he slowly goes crazy living by himself and ends up killing off the neighbors, like one by one, like people piss him off for like dumb reasons, almost like Serial Mom, only on a smaller scale, almost like a modern day Ed Gein, because we have the house, the garage, the shed, you know, all the shit that we can use. I could gut the shed and hang like fake body parts and shit in there and have them killing people with the portable cordless circular saw, or the Sawzall and whatever tools I'd find in the place. My other idea was using the land in upstate New York to film a genre which is very popular right now, the inbred cannibalistic mountain people kind of movie, like Wrong Turn or something like that. So these are ideas I'm mulling over in my head, and I was thinking, why don't we have a contest tonight for somebody who could come up with the best low-budget horror movie idea using those locations. But anyway, Nunu is blinking again. Let's see what he has to say. A 24-hour Turkish cafe in London, very small, called Salmone. You get free black tea when you eat there. Okay. Shooting on digital video, I could edit it myself or hire a professional editor, find somebody who can do the makeup effects. I wouldn't want to do digital effects because that would be too hard to find somebody who's like a good digital artist, because nothing pulls you out of the reality of a movie better than a bad digital shot. You know, I see so many of these low-budget horror movies, and the reason why they fail ultimately is because they're trying to make something bigger than they can. They're trying to make like a big creature movie, but they can only afford like a couple really bad rendered pixely images of a tentacle or something. And the movie that I'm thinking of by that example is a movie called Monster, which was intended to be a rip-off of Cloverfield. And all they could afford is like a tentacle here and there. And it's like the resolution is so low that it looks like a wireframe model with a skin on it. It looks like something out of Diablo 2 or maybe even Diablo 1. But, yeah. What's the shot count now? Is it 2 or 3? I think this is number 2. I feel like I'm doing psychobabble now because it's so, like pulling teeth. With nobody participating and me having nobody to call, we don't really have a whole lot of prank call show. Thank God KDK can be interesting without making pranks, right? Or maybe you disagree. I know I listen to some of my old shows, and some of my favorite parts is like the banter that me and Keith have, or me and the callers have, over and above and apart from the prank calls. We're calling the UK.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Is this Summonet?
Yeah. Who is it?
I'm just a customer. I'm calling to find out if you have Wi-Fi.
Sorry?
Do you have Wi-Fi?
I don't understand what. Yes.
Do you have internet access?
Huh?
Do you have a towel? Or peril-sensitive glasses?
How are the restaurant, sir?
This is the Turkish cafe, right?
This is the restaurant.
Oh, I would like to place an order.
Yeah?
Okay? I want something with beef. I need something beefy. What do you have with beef?
Sir, where are you calling?
I'm right here. I'm in London. I'm visiting from overseas.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Not delivering, sir. Okay?
No, I'm coming down.
Yeah, it's coming. You come. It's open. No problem. Okay?
No, I want to order so it's ready when I get there.
Yeah, it's coming. It's open. Yeah? Okay, thank you. I'm very busy. Yeah? Okay?
Wait, I'm trying to order some food.
Yeah, it's coming. Yes, it's open.
No, I want it ready when I get there. That's how we do it in this country.
Just soup left, sir. Only soup.
You have only soup?
Yeah.
What kind?
Sorry?
Is that all they eat in Turkey is soup?
Yeah, Turkish soup. Yeah, okay?
Does it have camel?
Huh?
Camel?
Sorry?
Cactus.
What to say, yeah?
Cactus?
Are you eating summer Sprite, okay?
Okay, let's cut all pretenses and get to the point. What are you wearing? Hello? Okay. I don't think he understood much of a word that I said, but I was trying to place an order. And he's telling me come in, because he thought I was bogus. He thought I was dicking around with him, because I didn't have an accent. I should have done my bad British accent, because he's got a fucked up accent himself, and he wouldn't have known any better, right? Yeah. Anyway, let me move on to the next call here. We don't have a whole lot to go with, so we have a Chinese restaurant in London called 1997 because that's the date that Hong Kong was given back to China. Hello, good lady. I'm calling to order some food. Hello. I need some food. Could you take my order, please? Hello. That's the problem with calling Chinese restaurants, is they're so used to being fucked with, even if they are in the UK. Anyway, 24-hour American-style cafe called Tinseltown confirmed dumb-sounding guy answered. How does somebody sound dumb? They have a southern accent? That's how I assume that somebody's dumb just from the sound of their voice, is if they have a southern accent. They're like, oh, the schools are bad down there. I'm dealing with idiocy. That's what goes on in my head. I don't say that out loud because then I get my ass kicked. I'm going to call up Ron's number just for the hell of it. This is the ditzy woman who had nude photos of her floating around on MySpace? We're going to get voicemail.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated...
Well, I tried, Ron. I got voicemail. Because my number comes up blocked, and some people look at their phone, and if they don't recognize the number, they don't answer. Because they're afraid I might be a bill collector. I ought to use that to my advantage when they do answer and be like, pay your damn bill! I'm going to open myself up a Monster Blue here. For energy, not that I need it, but to counteract the depressing effects of alcohol as I do my shot number 3 here. Is it 3 or 4? I lost count. If it's 4, I need to stop for a little while. If it's 3, then I'll do another one in like a half hour. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drink. I was going to do the show on webcam tonight on that other computer because I'm more knowledgeable, know my way around XP better. So I was going to do it from the bedroom. And that way I can show off the new giant mirror that I put behind the bed because I'm pervy like that. No, I'm kidding. But not really. Alright, I really am a perv, and there really is a mirror behind my bed. A giant mirror, like 3 foot by 6 foot. Brah! Just so I can watch myself fuck people. I had mirrors back there before, but there were 2 of those door mirrors, and they're beveled on the sides. So I was... How do I dance around the issue here? I was having sex with someone, and he was complaining that he couldn't see my dick entering his ass from the mirror. And then half the audience disappeared. Oh, I love that. That's like a prank in and of itself, like easing people into a show, thinking it's normal, and then hitting them over the head with, he was pissed that he couldn't see my cock going in him. Yeah, so I had to remedy the situation by getting a new mirror that's 1 panel and there's no bevels, so you can see everything. And my hidden cameras can pick up more. No, I'm kidding. But not really. Hello, how are you doing, love? I would like to order some American-style food.
So you guys might need to come down and then order it here.
Can I not place an order here and pick it up when I get there?
No, but we don't do that way.
No, I don't need... I'm coming down. I'll pick it up. I don't need delivery. I just want it ready when I get there because I'm very busy.
But everyone comes here and then orders it.
I'm very self-important, far more important than you, and I don't have time to waste. So I need my food ready when I step in the door. Chop, chop. I want to pay, I want to take my food, eat it in the car, and go fuck some whores. Right? Hello? I would like a bacon cheeseburger. Do you have that? Or something comparable? Hello? Hello, I need me some American food. Something greasy. Something to make me... Hello?
Hi there.
I need a bacon cheeseburger and fries. And I want you to fry them twice, because I want some extra grease on there. Like an American. Hello? Oh my, he's gone already. Well, that went nowhere. I got 1 number left, folks. Oh no, Nunu just sent a number. Nunu is like my new online co-host now. He's the one who always feeds me all the most and the best information for these prank calls over the past couple months. So God bless you, Nunu. Never feel unappreciated because I know I don't say it enough. We love you to death. And this one goes out to all my haters out there who are all bitchy and jealous that now I'm... Well, that's another thing me and my therapist talk about, is people get angry when I talk about my life situation. So let me truncate myself right there by saying people who get angry that things are going well for me. It's Morrissey, keeping with the British theme. Oh, can you hear that? The cat fountain is making some weird noise in the kitchen. Must be because the water got low. I have a problem with the cats puking a lot, so I figure it might be because bacteria in the stagnant water bowl, even though I'll give them a new bowl of water, at least once a day, usually in the morning. I'm thinking, well, they drink the water, some of them don't swallow properly, they leave bits of food in there, hair drops in there because they're cats and they have a lot of hair, and maybe that's why they're puking so much. So I got this automated, cat fountain / water filter, so it's like Brita water for the fucking cats, with a little fountain in case they want to act all primal and drink from a stream of running water. And now, I don't know if the microphone can pick it up, but it's making weird sounds in the kitchen because I need to go add more water to it. Somebody just probably drank a half a gallon of water and is soon going to puke up a log of expanded dry food because they gorged and then drank water and it expanded like Peter Griffin in that scene where he eats all the dehydrated food and then drinks some water and he blows up to 10 times his size and says, "Everybody leave. I have to poop." 24. an expensive 24-hour restaurant where they sell scrambled eggs with Sevruga caviar for 55 pounds. That's a lot of money. And raw milk is blinking. He has Arlene Henry, a crazed old woman. He knows how to push my buttons. He knows how to make sure I call. What's better than crazy? What's better than old? Old and crazy. Right. Speaking of crazy, I had a run-in with Crazy Dave. Well, not really a run-in. I had an avoidance with Crazy Dave the other day. I had the day off, and I had to do laundry. There's a couple, I keep a list of chores that I have to do, and, things that I need to get done on a day off, and one of the things on my list was to do the laundry. So, I pack all the laundry into the car, and I'm driving to the laundromat, and I get, 1 minute there, and I realize, oh, shit, I forgot the detergent. So I gotta go back and get the detergent. So I pull up by the road, and I leave the car running. And I run inside and I grab the detergent and I come out, and as I'm getting in the car I notice that Crazy Dave is coming out and he's trying to stop me, and he's saying, Dave, Dave, and I was like, okay, I have to go do the laundry, I don't want to give this crazy retard a ride anywhere, let me just get the fuck out of here. So I'm watching in the rearview mirror while trying to make it look like I don't see him, as I get in the car as fast as I can and turn the key and punch the gas out of there while he's running behind the car like a little kid trying to stop the ice cream man. I have no idea what he wanted, and I don't want to know, but I did notice in that moment that Crazy Dave is a lot more crazy and disheveled looking lately. His hair, which he cut himself about a year ago, has grown back. And he's finally starting to get... The guy is in his mid-40s, and he doesn't have any grays, which got me to think that he must diet or he's wearing a wig or something. But he's finally starting to get grays, and he's starting to look even crazier and more unkempt than he did before. So thank God I didn't have to sit through another bout of craziness from him, and I narrowly dodged that bullet. And because he's crazy in his mind, he says Dave saw me. He knows I was running after the car. He knows I wanted to ask him for something, and he kept on going. So now he's angry with me, but that's good, because now he won't ask me for dumb, stupid shit to waste my time. Yeah, I got nothing better to do than drive your crazy ass to the fucking store. Give me a break. I'll drop your stupid ass off at the store, and you can buy as much as you can carry home, you big, fat, out-of-shape, crazy, drunken freak. Right, anyway. Wise fool says the Crazy Dave is a lie. No, Crazy Dave is not a lie, and he is indeed completely and totally crazy, and getting worse. So, maybe I need to call the state and, get him turned in, or, jack into his phone line and make 911 pranks so they come and haul his ass away. I gotta get him thrown out of here. Much like the Jill and Ed Rosenthal comic book, I want to get him thrown out of here now. Not only because he's going around telling the neighbors that I'm a pedophile, even though nobody believes him because he's fucking crazy, but one day he's gonna be cooking something and just burn the whole fucking building down. Or he's gonna get angry at somebody in the building and burn it down on purpose. So we need to get him thrown out. If anybody has any good ideas how to get Crazy Dave thrown out of here, feel free to send them to me, KDK, in the chat room at fartsteam.com, and yeah, we'll conspire to get him thrown out of here and move someplace else, or better yet, out on the street where I can sneak up at 2 in the morning, douse him in gas, and set him on fire. Right. I don't know why I always reference that. I always make comments about setting homeless people on fire. I must have an inner urge or need or desire to rid the world of homeless people by setting them alight, as they would say in the UK, by setting their hair alight. In a couple cases, fur. The manageress is Dragana Simakovic at that Vinquatre place. I'm going to try to call the Jesus statue lady now. Now I'm ready. I can call the Jesus statue lady, but I'm going to have to play some music in the background just to cover up. Right?
23 minutes. For this call, the number you have reached, area code 61675473353, has been disconnected.
Man! Nunu, did you confirm that number last night? Because she had it disconnected already, and I purposely stayed on and listened to the number just to make sure I got it right, and I indeed did get it right, but that number has been disconnected. She must have gotten a lot of prank calls. So there you go. There goes the statue lady, and I was so looking forward to calling her. Son of a bitch.
Good morning.
Hello, can I speak to someone of importance, please?
I beg your pardon, sir?
Can I speak to whoever's in charge there at this moment?
Hello, sir. I beg your pardon.
Okay, let me get to the point. My name is Maurice Rosenthal, and I'm the personal assistant for Amy Winehouse. Do you know who Amy is? Of course you do. Everyone knows who Amy is. Hello?
Sir, well, I'm really struggling to hear you, sir.
Amy Winehouse is hungry. I'm her personal assistant. She would like to come down for some food.
Everyone is welcome here, sir.
But that's the thing there. There's going to be a throng of followers of paparazzi. As soon as she steps out of the building in her bra and underwear, they're going to be on her like hawks on weak prey. So we need to make sure that they stay outside.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, she's checked herself out of rehab, and she's been doing bourbon and Vicodin for the past 3 hours.
I beg your pardon, sir. Well, it would be nice if you guys come down.
Well, that's the thing. We need you to clear out the place.
Later, maybe a much clearer line.
We need you to clear out the place because we'll pay you handsomely.
Well, thanks for calling.
No. I was going to try to get him to clear the place out so that Amy Winehouse could come in her bra and underwear and eat some caviar or eat some omelets with Sabruga caviar. But, yeah, I guess it's not going to work. Okay. Well, that means I'm officially out of numbers. And that brings us to the end of the show tonight because here he is to save the day. Hopefully he'll send some numbers in. I'll give him several moments to start sending in some numbers. Thank you, Nunu, as always. I know Nunu is one of the people that gets it, and I don't need to thank him profusely every time, but I need to do it every once in a while at least. Thank you very much, Nunu, all the times you contribute to the show, even when I don't call your numbers. It's always fun to talk about the fatties having a conference or something like that. It always provides some kind of content. So thank you, Lonesome Loser. We've got Elton and Patty Peace, Julie Ward, David Winchester here, Stephen Witt, Administrator of Forest Incentives Media Distribution / Advertising Company. Gay-sounding guy. Felice and Stephen Bravado, also of Forest Incentives. What's your beef with Forest Incentives? Is that where you work? And Brenda Tinsley of Sunderland, England. And Pez Boy says, get a Select Comfort bed. It's good. Yeah, that way I have that's the one where you dial in the... See, that's one of those inflatable beds, though. And an inflatable bed probably won't last you very many years. I have a very, very nice mattress. It's a pillow top mattress, so even though I don't have a frame, it's just like the box spring on the floor with the mattress on top. It's still at normal height. When I put it on a frame, I end up having to jump up to get into the bed because with the pillow tops, it's so high. It's a very nice, well padded mattress, but the inner springs are just so tight that it's like sleeping on the floor. And I wake up and my ribs hurt and my back hurts because I can't sleep on my back. Theoretically, if I were to sleep on my back, I would probably be fine, but I always sleep on my side. I can't help it. I sleep on my side with my arm curled under my head, which is probably a really bad idea because half the time I wake up and my arm has been asleep for hours and I can barely move it because it's been bent at a weird angle. And here's a funny story. I woke up. I usually go to bed with a movie on, because it sort of lulls me to sleep, the drone of people talking in the background lulls me to sleep, listening to an audio tape or a soundscape or something when you're trying to sleep. So I woke up and the TV was still on, but the DVD player had shut itself off. So I went to go turn the power off on the TV, and my thumb went out of joint. I was like, oh my god, what just happened? And I couldn't bend it, and then I tried to bend it, and it popped back in, and it made like an audible pop. Like, literally, like, the bottom joint of my thumb was, like, dislocated from the rest of my hand. And I was like, what the fuck is that about? And it didn't hurt, and it went away, and it didn't cause me any other problems. And I didn't know why that happened. Until I, like, woke up one night, and I realized I'm sleeping with my arm under the pillow. And my hand is, like, making a fist, and it's vertical. So I've been sleeping the whole while on that thumb knuckle. So that's why that happened. My bad sleeping habits. So, yeah. I know as exciting as my bad sleeping habits are to people, I know you'd rather hear me do some prank calls. So, let me grab the phone here, and my card, and we'll get back into the prank calls. Shall we?
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for David, please.
I thought he's not here at the moment.
Oh, is he still out at the bar?
David who?
No, it's Winchester. It's too late. The bars have been closed for hours now. Where could he be?
He's,
Listen, the reason why I'm calling... Is this Mrs. Winchester?
Yes.
The reason why I'm calling is I have reason to believe that he's been seeing my wife in a carnal way.
What?
I'm sorry to break it to you like this, but I found some letters, and I looked through the phone bank of her cell phone, and I found the number, and I'm calling, and I suppose you don't know a thing about it. You've probably never heard of my wife, Jill. Jill?
Who are you?
My name is Maurice Rosenthal, and I live in Essex, and my wife is Jill. What?
Where is he meeting your wife?
Hello? What?
Where is he meeting your wife?
Where did he meet her?
Oh, where's he meeting her and where is he going with her then?
I don't know. I'm trying to put things together myself. I found a letter in her purse, and it was tucked in a flap in the side, like she wanted to hide. And it said, I had a lovely evening the other night, we'll have more fun next time, words to this effect. And so I looked through the phone, and I saw another, see, the letter was signed DW, DJW. And then I look in the phone, and I found David Winchester. So I said, I know I found the right person. If the person I call has the middle initial J, then I know I have the right person. DJW is David J. Winchester. Am I wrong?
Yes.
I'm wrong.
No, he is David. No, you're right.
Oh dear, we've got a problem.
What did you say?
How long? Me and my wife have been married for 12 years. How long have you been married?
30.
How long?
But where do you live?
This makes me sick to my stomach.
Where do you live?
I live in Essex.
Whereabouts?
I don't want to say exactly.
Well, I'm having a phone call in the middle of the night by a strange man.
Well, I've told you why. I'm very upset. And I understand you must be upset too, to find out what's been going on. But my wife isn't home right now. She was supposed to be home hours ago. You tell me your husband isn't home.
Yes, but I know where he is.
Where, okay, where is he?
He's in Germany at the moment.
Where?
In Germany.
Oh, God.
I've had a call.
They went all the way to Germany to keep it from us.
Well, you must be joking. He's with a male friend.
I wish I were. I wish I were, because I have no prenuptial agreement, and she's going to end up taking half my stuff, even though she's cheating on me with your husband.
What is your name, Maurice?
Rosenthal.
This is a ridiculous conversation. Someone's having me on.
Can I ask what your name is?
I'm not telling you what my name is. Does it really matter?
Are you crying?
Yes, I am. What do you think you woke me up? In the night.
I'm so sorry, and I feel like a piece of shit for doing this. But they're not cheating. He's not cheating on you. He paid to have me call and prank you this early in the morning. He wanted me to tell you how much he loves you. And he would never cheat on you, and he loves you now more than ever. Mrs. Winchester? Hello? Oh. I just made a British woman cry, and I don't know if she hung in there to hear that final part. I really do feel like a piece of shit now. Sometimes I'm too good at what I do. I don't want to leave things hanging like that because I'm gonna feel bad about it, because I'm a human being and I have a conscience. So I want to call her back and get her to believe that everything I just said was a bunch of bullshit.
Hello?
Mrs. Winchester, I'm sorry you hung up on me before I could finish.
I don't care. It's the middle of the fucking night. I don't want to know. Bloody hell, what's going on?
Listen, I didn't want you to be upset because this is all a joke. It's all a joke. He's not cheating on you. We are a service that he hired to call and pull a practical joke on you. But he wanted us to tell you how much he loves you dearly and he would never cheat on you.
You bastard! I don't find this at all funny. In the middle of the night, it is sick.
I know, but at least he's not really cheating on you and he loves you to death. Hello? And she's still crying. Now I feel even worse. But why am I laughing? Because I'm the world's worst human being. Oh, I just caused a mental breakdown somewhere in the UK. I hope I'm proud of myself. No matter how you look at it, I caused some damage there because number one, either she believes he cheated on her, or number two, she believes that he hired a service to call and wake her up at this hour, and it is, let's see, 4:45. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4:45 in the morning. Oh my God! To prank call her. So either way, that guy's coming home to a frying pan in the head. And he's not going to know what hit him. Literally, not going to know what hit him. Oh, poor guy. How ironic that he was away in Germany and she didn't really know exactly where he was. Like, he's off on a business trip, and he might really be cheating on her. Because, you know, the, quote, business trip is the oldest excuse in the book. But I'm not going to let that get me down. I made one woman cry. That'll appease a certain segment of the listening folk, I suppose. Some people who will say that's the best call I've ever done because I made a woman cry. And the rest will say I'm an evil piece of shit for making her cry. One thing that amazes me, like every time I call the UK, is nobody ever calls me out and says, you're not really British, you're doing some kind of fucked up accent. You're an American doing a British... Because if somebody from... like Bangalore called me trying to do an English accent, I'd pick it out immediately. But then again, a lot of British people can do an American accent pretty convincingly. I don't know.
Hello?
Hello, Brenda.
Yes?
How are you doing, love? It's me, it's Ed Rosenthal. From Sunderland.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
I'm calling to see if we're still on for tomorrow.
I think you've got the wrong number.
No, I spoke to you at the pub the other night, and I was trying to get you to stop your whoring drinking ways, and I invited you to church on Sunday. And if you promise to come to church on Sunday, I'll go to you to the Spring Cotillion. Brenda? Wow, I fucked that one up royally, huh? Well, they can't all be gems, right? Even I fuck up. Anyway, Lonesome Loses blinking again, which means more numbers are coming in. So we have Andrew Holmes, Huang Yongping Jinzhu. Wow, that's a good one. Dick Smallwood, and Brenda Tinsley. That's where we left off. I'm going to finish up my Monster here, my Monster energy drink. Actually, maybe I'll break the rules and do another shot. This is like shot number 6 or 7. I've lost count at this point. I think this is shot number 6 over the course of the last 2 hours, which isn't so bad. Right now, I would be, what is it, like 2.5 or 3 times the legal limit for driving, but that doesn't mean I'm like that shit-faced. That just means that the standards for impaired driving are like really fucked up. You ever read a news story and they say the guy had 10 times the legal limit, but he was still alive and functioning and somehow aware? So that means the human definition, or the federal definition of what impaired is like really fucked up, because impaired to the federal government means any more than 1 beer in an hour. So you hear that Lindsay Lohan was 3 times the legal limit. That doesn't mean shit, but she drank like 3 beers in an hour. Hopefully it won't be Huckabee.
Hello?
Hola. I'm
Hello?
looking for Mr. Smallwood. Is that you?
Yeah.
How are you doing, love? It's me, it's Ed. I live in Glendale, Kentucky.
Who is it?
My name is Ed Rosenthal, and I just moved in up the road. Are you there?
Road?
You're right. I moved in up the road, and I'd like to invite you, as I've invited everyone who lives on Star Mills Road, to a barbecue/block party tomorrow. Hello?
Yeah.
Will you come? We'll have free beer, champagne. We have a 180-inch screen we'll be watching the game on.
No, I got to church tomorrow, then I got to go, take a lady to the grocery store.
You're going to give up hanging out with the guys in the neighborhood to bring your old lady to the grocery store? What kind of balls do you have? Retractable? What a pussy. What a beaten down pussy. An 81-year-old guy who counts the number of sheets on toilet rolls and noticed some didn't have enough on them. Oh my God. You know, like you buy a roll of toilet paper and it says 1,000 sheets? He went through and counted to 1,000 and realized that they were shy. He's from Colorado. His wife answered. He counts the sheets in the toilet in his basement because his wife never goes there. That's where he hides all his porn. When Leo Hill counted sheets on his 9 rolls of Angel Soft, the average number was about 157 out of a promised 198. What a travesty. What a miscarriage of justice. So he called the company. They sent him, quote, a coupon. That's what they always do. And I know that because Keith's brother used to do a thing where he did sort of like pussified prank calls where he sent like angry letters to companies. Instead of calling them up and giving them shit, he would send them angry letters. And I would read the responses, and he used to release them in the indie press as the Book of Letters. If anybody's interested, you can Google Richard Mackin, M-A-C-K-I-N, and the Book of Letters, and you'd probably be able to find them online. But it's pretty much the equivalent of a type out of a prank call. You know, it's sort of like a pussified, educated way of making a prank call, you know. If he took a prank call and took all the spontaneity out of it, that would be what he does. Here's a pic of him in his toilet. Oh, I gotta look at this picture. Pardon me whilst I double-click to look at the picture of the crazy guy who's complaining that he was short a couple of sheets of toilet paper. Fucking douchebags. And he looks exactly like I imagined. Old, wrinkly, crusty old freak with completely gray hair. Exactly what I expected, because otherwise who would have the time and who would give a shit? Say you've been stealing his toilet paper and want to apologize. That is funny. I'm still going to do that. Where's the phone? Let me call and do that. I'm going to say, I am the reason that it didn't add up to 198, because every night I sneak in through your bathroom window and I steal a couple sheets just to fuck with you. Because that's how I am.
This car delivers 100...
I'm having fun tonight. I want to thank the people who are listening for allowing me the opportunity to be here to have some fun.
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Mr. Hill.
Who wants him at this time?
I'm sorry for calling so late. My name is Maurice, and I'm the personal assistant to Larry King of CNN. We would like to talk to Mr. Hill, because we had somebody come forward with some information that he might find relevant.
All right. Just a minute.
Okay.
Leo, are you free?
Excuse me?
Wait.
What's that?
Telephone. Hold line a minute.
You talking to Leo or me?
Hello?
Leo.
Hello?
Leo.
I can't hear you.
Leo, can you hear me now?
Barely.
Okay, my name is Maurice, and I work for the Larry King Show on CNN.
Yes.
And we were interested in having you on tonight as a guest with the whole toilet paper story. Because we've had somebody come forward, one of your neighbors, who claims that he's been stealing your toilet paper just to mess with your head. He's on the line. He's listening right now. If he cares to speak up, I can't force him to, but if he cares to, he can. Hello? Leo?
Yeah?
I'm the one.
Pardon?
You usually leave the window cracked a bit in the bathroom, so I sneak in and I take a couple sheets, 'cause I know you count.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why. It doesn't add up, does it? That's 'cause of me. 'Cause I've been playing a little practical joke on you, and now Mr. King called me tonight, and he called you, and he wants us both on tonight so that we can reveal what's been happening.
Well, the thing is, when David got that lunatic issue,
Can you speak directly into the phone? I can't hardly hear you. Hello?
when David bought that toilet seat at the supermarket,
Right?
he checked them and they came out exactly as they were marked. So it,
Well, no, I told you. I snuck in and I took a couple sheets.
he said that they came out even, like they were supposed to.
You didn't know I was there because I'm very stealthy like that. Back in my vaudeville days, I used to do a little sleight of hand, and I did it on you, and I stole some paper, and it got all blown out of proportion. My little practical joke is now national news. See, I knew you were crazy enough to count the sheets. So I took some, and I knew it wouldn't add up.
Well, like I said, he said they came out even, like they were supposed to.
What?
Yeah, he told me that he bought Northern, Garmin, Cottonelle.
Well, I'm with Northern.
Huh?
I'm with Northern.
But anyway.
No, Angel Soft. That's what it was. It was Angel Soft. I remember the package with the baby on it with its naked ass showing for all the world to see, by God.
Well, he
said they came out even, so there's no use going on with it.
Oh, you mean you're saying I wasn't stealing your toilet paper?
Well, all I know is when he told me that, when he called me, he said that everything came out like it was supposed to in the paper. And I told it to you.
So this isn't Leo?
Huh?
You're not Leo?
Yes, this is Leo.
Right, you're the guy whose teepee I stole, because I needed it for my bunghole.
Well, like I said, he said he counted those tissues and they came out even, so...
What does it mean he came out even? It wasn't an odd number? It should have been 198, but instead it was 156 or something. Right? Because I stole about 42 sheets, because 42 is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. See, I'm getting all esoteric on your ass. Leo?
Just a minute.
Right.
What's your telephone?
Richie Valens. He was one of my favorites.
What?
What?
What's your telephone number?
What, you want to call me back?
Yeah.
You want to do some phone bone?
Well, the thing is, I can barely hear you, and you can't hear me, so I'll call you back.
Well, I can barely hear you because you won't move your mouth closer to that mouthpiece of your phone.
Well, it's close as I can get it.
Okay. Well, maybe if you speak like you're not so decrepit, I'll be able to hear you.
What's your number? I'll call you back.
Okay, call me back. The number is 860. You got a pen?
86.
Right. I'll be more than happy to talk to you anytime, whatever you're wearing, whatever you're up to. We'll do it.
Is that 303?
No, I said 860. It's a cell phone. It's one of those cordless things you keep in your pocket and it gives you testicle cancer. But I'm so old, what do I care? It'll just make my balls bigger. Impress the ladies. That's what I say. What? What?
You got 303?
No, I said 860.
860?
Right. And give me a call back and I'll talk about how exactly I got into your place to steal the paper in the first place.
I have a number before that 860.
I said 860. No wonder you're counting toilet paper. You got nothing better to do to occupy your brain.
860?
Empty little head with no brain in it.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Okay, I'll be looking forward to it.
Okay.
I'm going to put on something frilly and lacy. So you talk all breathy. Right? Okay. And I got to break in here for a moment because I went back to the chat room and Nunu was saying, imagine waking up to have a completely pointless call about toilet paper at midnight. Oh, and the phone is ringing. That's this guy calling me back. Hello, is that you?
Yeah, this me.
Oh, I hear you much better now. Can you hear me better?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the cell phone works better. So listen, what I was saying is I was the one who snuck in through the bathroom window, guided by a silver spoon, and I stole your angel soft, about 42 sheets, so you came up short. Leo?
Do you want to discuss this paper?
I wanted to talk about the toilet paper because we have the Larry King guy on the line now, and he asked me to call him back tomorrow after you and I speak because we're going to be on together and we got to get our story worked out right. We got to get it we have to have a human interest angle, he says.
I think it was Wednesday that David called me, for Dave.
Right?
And he said he had bought paper from one of the supermarkets, and he counted them out, and each one came out as he was supposed to.
So where did this story come from, that they all came up short?
Well, he told me that they came out exactly they were supposed to.
He went through and he counted sheet by sheet.
Pardon?
He went through and counted sheet by sheet by sheet.
That's right. He said they came out exactly as they were supposed to.
Well, he told me that it was about 42 shy.
He told you that?
Right.
Well,
He said he bought one of them 8-packs, and it was supposed to be 198 sheets. Instead, it was only 140-something. And I was trying to say that I snuck in through the window and stole the other 42 just to get on CNN. And now you're bursting my bubble by saying that there were no missing sheets?
Well, why did he tell me that they...
I think he's lying to you.
Huh?
I think he's lying to you. Or he's lying to me. Either way, he's lying to one of us. Either way, I say we both go over there and kick his ass.
Well, that's all I know is when he told me that they came out exactly like they were supposed to, so we might as forget about it.
He drinks so much he hardly knows what the fuck he's doing half the time. He's always drunk from 2 in the afternoon till 2 in the morning, that crazy bastard. You know him as well as I do. He's constantly drinking. He's seeing pink elephants, for God's sakes. For crying out cornflakes.
Well, like I say, that's what he told me, that they come out exactly, so we might just forget it then.
Okay, so I guess we're not going to be on CNN tomorrow.
No.
God damn it. I had a bet riding on this. This is going to cost me $200. I bet Joe down at the bar that I was going to be on CNN tonight, arguing about the toilet paper, and now it's not going to happen. Let's say that it did come up short. They won't know. They're not...
All I can say is what he told me, that's all.
Well, you can say he told you it came up 42 short.
Well, he said they come out exactly they were supposed to. That's all I know.
They don't know that. You don't need to tell them that. And then we get on TV, and then we tell our families, look at me, I'm on TV talking about TP and wiping my butthole.
I don't know what you want to do, but I'm not going to go any farther with it because he told me that they were exactly right.
Well, I'm disappointed, so I'm going to go down there, and I'm going to kick his ass. You come with me.
Whatever you have to, but I'm going to forget about it.
I'm going to give him a couple of gut punches for you.
Well, nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, too. Careful when you wipe your ass.
Yeah. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye. And Dick says put that last number on the keeper list, and that's easy because he called me, so it's in my incoming call list. So I can call him back any moment at my whim and talk about toilet paper. And somebody said ask about toothpicks. I think it was Nunu said ask about toothpicks, but he was a little late in the draw there. I don't know what toothpicks have to do with toilet paper, but there you go. I was supposed to ask about toothpicks. We also have more numbers coming in from Luca Flabby, Vera Douglas, Andrew Holmes. All coming in from Lonesome Loser. Thank you, Lonesome Loser. We have now we have plenty of people that we can call tonight. Now we got a show, right? Now we're rolling. I'm happy tonight. I made a lady cry. Got an old guy to call me back and talk about toilet paper. And confuse some people in England working at a restaurant. So I'm happy. I've achieved all my goals in life in one evening. No, just kidding. But yeah, let me go back to the chat room and see what people are saying. Hopefully people are enjoying the show half as much as I am. And Nunu says, oh, he also counts toothpicks. So he's like Rain Man. He counts sheets of toilet paper and toothpicks.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, I wanted to talk to Patty.
Yeah, can I tell her who's calling?
It's Maurice Rosenthal.
Were you with?
Hello, Patty?
No.
I heard her say hello, so I know there's like two lines going. Patty, can you get Elton to hang up, please?
No.
Hello?
Hello. Why do you want to talk to Patty?
Is this Elton?
Yes.
I wasn't supposed to... I'm sorry I've been drinking tonight. Patty told me to call at this time, and she said you would be in bed by now, so now everything's gone to shit, and I'm sorry.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, good. Just go to sleep and pretend it was all a dream and I never called. And I wasn't looking for Patty. And do it fast, because then... What?
Who are you?
I've never met you in my life, but I know Patty.
Okay.
And
why are you calling her?
Are you her husband or her boyfriend?
I'm her husband.
She told me she wasn't married. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, in that case, I'm sorry I called. Okay? You guys have a good life.
Thanks.
Bye. And there I go, raising questions in people's marriages. Causing divorces on a weekly basis. KDK's Lunatic Fringe. That's where it happens. Right. Let me move on to the next number on my list here. Maybe we can break up somebody else's marriage or make somebody else cry.
We were at the beach. Everybody had matching towels. Somebody went under a dock, and there they saw a rock. But it wasn't a rock. It was a rock lobster. Rock lobster.
Hello, Julie.
Yes?
I'm sorry to call so early, but this is Kevin from work, and we're going to need you to come in early tomorrow, or today, I should say. We're going to need you to come in a few hours early, because Loretta called out sick.
What are you going on about?
We need you to come in early and help out, because we've had a call-out.
What are you talking about?
We need you to come into work early. Don't play stupid with me, or this will come up on your next review.
Good.
What?
Good.
She's called out sick, so we need you to cover for her.
That's funny, we don't open on Sunday.
What?
Our place of work doesn't open on a Sunday.
We're doing the inventory. You forget?
Yeah.
We're doing inventory today. We need you down.
Right, well I won't be in.
This does not bode well for you.
I've got an abscess on my tooth, so I won't be in, okay?
You've got cavities? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You've got excrement on your teeth.
Don't be so stupid, you prat.
It sounded like you said prat. I think you meant twat. I just got called a twat by somebody from England. I should feel so hurt. Because a twat is the dirtiest, smelliest thing I could think of.
Stop! Yeah, you're gonna be okay.
Hello?
Brenda? I think I spoke to you earlier and I wanted to clear up some of the confusion. I'm sorry for calling so late, but I already have, so I suppose you're still awake. Hello? Brenda? You said that was an old lady. There was clearly a middle-aged to young woman, not an old lady.
I don't care if the sun don't shine. I do my drinking in the evening time when I'm in Rhode Island.
Get out of here!
You can't sit in the sun and camp, but I get my color from a sunray lamp when I'm in Rhode Island. Whoa, easy, kid. These people paid good money to get in here.
Oh, yeah? How much are you charging them to get out?
We go together, there's no mistake.
Like a bowl of chowder and a big clam cake.
And we love Rhode Island.
Hello?
Shut up, huh? Tyrone said it was okay, I reckon, if I come over there and get me some pussy.
Well, it was worth a try. Should I call them back? I just imagine like some old black lady like beating her husband in the head. You said give my pussy to who? And Boz says, for crying out, cornflakes is from the called Cheap Ass, where Stu Jameson was berating a man for wanting to buy refills for his pen. And you're absolutely right, Boz. There you go. If it were a trivia contest, you would have won something, but it wasn't, so you didn't. Grand Hyatt in Beijing. It's 1:30 p.m. there on Sunday. It's close to Tiananmen Square. It's been a while since you phoned China. I don't know that I've ever phoned China, have I? Complain about something or order Chinese food. Oh. I want the cream of Samang Lo. Here's a number. His name is Marcus. He's from Finland. He lives in Honolulu and is usually drunk. Let's call up the drunk guy from Honolulu, who hails from Finland. Finland, Finland, Finland. Hello? Hello? I'm looking for Julie. Hello? Julie Ho, please. Hello? Well, fuck it. People don't want to play no more. There really does reach eventually a cutoff time where it's so late that it's too late to call somebody and be frivolous and retarded. Boz is blinking saying, great show tonight, exclamation point. Sounds like you're having fun. You're right, Boz. I'm having fun. And I think I finally reached like a stasis point in my life where I know the balance between enjoying myself and getting so drunk that I puke myself. So, yeah, I'll never be, no matter how much I try, I'll never be one of those AA douchebags who just replace alcohol with AA meetings. And they're completely addicted to going to AA meetings, and they don't see it as an addiction because they can go there and talk to other douchebags who are talking about how much it sucks to drink. That will never be me. I don't foresee myself ever giving up drinking completely, because I've always been good about pacing myself. Well, maybe not in recent months, but I've always been good about being responsible about my drinking and not driving anywhere when I'm drunk and making sure I'm settled in for the night before I start drinking, and only doing it like 2 or 3 nights a week, because once you limit it that much, then there's no way it can be a problem, really, you know. Believe it or not, I know I sound like a complete, totally, like, reckless, abandoned retard when I'm on the air. But, you know, I still have a well-paying job, and I still pay my bills on time, so I'm obviously some sort, on some level, a rational, responsible human being. So maybe I ought to just end the show. It's 1 o'clock. I did a hell of a lot of calls tonight, so I hope you guys appreciate that. I hope you tell your friends and count on me and rely on me to be here next week, because I promise I will be. Thank you all for listening. I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you did. We made a woman in the UK cry. We scared a couple people in the US. And our work is done here. So now it's time to move on. Until then, I love you all. Just the way you are. Just the way we like you.
don't forget to stay beautiful.
He got to close it out. That's it for tonight. Be back again tomorrow night. Red-eyed and bushy-tailed, 'cause I can see you tomorrow, baby.
I moved your picture.
I moved your picture
From my wall.
from my wall.
From my wall.
And I replaced them.
Both large and
And I replaced them.
Both large and small.
Both large and small. Yeah,
And
baby.
each new day.
Each day. You to everyone.
Finds me so blue.
So
Find me
blue.
so blue.
So blue.
Nothing takes the place of you.
Just remember, nothing takes the place of
Nothing can ever take the
I
place of you,
read
baby.
your letters.
I read your letters. Each and every one.
One by one.
One by one.
by one.
And I still love you.
And I still love you, baby.
Oh, baby, I still love you.
When it's all said and done.
When it's all said and done, I still
Oh,
love you.
my darling.
Oh, my darling. And
I'm so blue.
I'm so blue.
Because nothing.
Because nothing.
Because nothing.
Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
nothing.
They feel as quiet as your vagina.
I write this letter.
I write this letter.
It's raining
It's raining.
on my window pane.
As the moving finger writes,
What the hell
it says until tomorrow,
You know, he's not even listening to the lyrics anymore.
I'll wait for you.
I'll wait for you too.
As each teardrop hits inside my head.
Without you,
Hell's that one.
nothing seems the
It's
same.
from old
Without
time.
nothing's the same.
Nothing's the
So
same.
I'll wait
And I'll wait
until you're home.
until you're home.
Again, I love you,
Again, like I said before, I love you.
but I'm all alone.
But I'm all alone.
I'm all alone till I see it again tomorrow night, baby.
Till
Till tomorrow.
tomorrow.
I love you so much.
I love you more.
I'm so blue
Bye.
I'm bluer. Goodbye.
because nothing,
Nothing.
oh, but
Oh,
nothing
but nothing
takes the place.
takes the place of you, baby. Thank you all for listening. I love y'all. Tune in again next week. And stay beautiful.